Hello and welcome, members of the Wonderverse. I'm Hannah.
And I'm producer Nick.
And you're listening to episode 45 of Into the Wonderverse, your one and only source into all things Scarlet Witch and Friends.
So this is the last episode before Christmas. We're gonna get last episode 2025.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What do you think of that?
I think hopefully that's copyright free.
I think my bad singing is copyright free. I think it's only if we play the actual music that we get in trouble. Because people can post covers without getting done in.
Oh, so the singing I've been doing on the commentaries is okay then?
Yeah, all the singing you've been doing. So it's been a week for news.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna let you go for it, and then if you pipe up about something that I've seen, then I'm gonna say something.
So we've started to see the Wonder Man promo train slowly start its engines. They posted like an actors on actors with Trevor Slattery and Simon Williams.
I think that's pretty fun.
I like it. See, I wish that they would just really I think it's very fun that they're releasing this around award season. And I would be doing like the Anchorman thing, like sending both of them to events as their characters. I think they should be doing more. Let's go.
Ben Kingsley seems pretty game for it, so.
Well, yeah, I think they're having a lot of fun doing this, and I think that they seem to have really good chemistry. They've been putting like posters up that say Trevor Slattery acting classes. There have been like in character promos. I really think selling this like in world connection is the way to go with this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a really, really good way to, sell the show. I mean, actors like fictional stuff on Hollywood has always been pretty popular. Um,
And I think it's something new, something fun.
yeah.
And it's attention catching. Again, I'm really here for Wonder Man, and so we'll be promoting it on here. When we come back in the new year, basically the first thing that we will do is we will start digging into some Simon Williams stuff.
I need the Christmas and New Year break to actually read loads of Wonder Man that you're going to give me. So
yeah, we're gonna and it won't just be tangential to Wanda. It will be like the full lore of him. I mean, he comes in and basically immediately we'll do his origin story, which is very fun. And then we'll kind of talk about where he's been since and how his character evolved from that first appearance, because I don't think the first appearance and then what his character became are all that, relevant to the modern Wonder Man, basically.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to be a one-off bad guy of the week originally.
Yeah.
We'll also talk about how they almost adapted him, but James Gunn almost adapted him for the MCU before, because that did happen.
Okay.
So that's been happening, and that's the only thing that's been going on with the MCU, obviously.
All right, are you gonna talk about the leak?
I'm not going to talk about the leak yet. I'm gonna address some mini Wanda news, and then we'll
do the leak.
we'll do the leak, basically. I mean, it's not a leak. They did put it on the.
It's a leak, and I'm gonna say it out there. It's a leak, and then we'll get into.
I thought they were actually playing it before Fire and Ash.
They were, but like it leaked before Fire and Ash. Fire and Ash is out tonight. Today.
Oh, I didn't know that was
as
happening.
of recording. Just set your history books. Like we are
we
recording
were
this.
because we were at the cinema today, and they had all the buckets for. We saw Zootopia 2. It was really good. I had a great time. I loved
saw
Zootopia
2. Some of us were working.
I loved Zootopia 2. This is my recommendation. Go and see Zootopia 2. Screw Avatar. Go and see Zootopia 2. It's really good.
What's the Wonder news?
You're so done with me all the time. I'm just trying to promote cinema. Literally, I'm just trying to promote cinema and have a good time here.
I'm just trying to keep you on topic.
The people like me and my personality.
Okay, I'm really happy for them.
No, you have to like me too.
Of course, I like
Bully
you.
me on my own show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a producer's prerogative.
Okay, I didn't know that was happening. Um, so we've got a brand new Wonder pin that is now available at Box Lunch. It's actually so nice. Like usually I wouldn't like really go nuts for a pin, like I would be like, there is a pin, but it's like a little medal. It looks like a medal, and I've seen the quality, and it actually looks really good out of box. It looks like kind of a medal that's being awarded, and it says Scarlet Witch. It is again a blind box, but for once, she's part of the core set. There's only 5 of them, and this is not an advert for Box Lunch, but Box Lunch currently has a buy one get one 90% off. So I would just buy 4 of them, and you're likely to get her, and then just trade the rest if you're a pin trader or whatever. What we didn't get was it's been long been rumored basically that we were going to get a Scarlet Witch the Crossing figure from Marvel Legends, and there was a Marvel Legends announcement back on the 15th or the 16th, can't remember which, and we did not get that announcement. And
You've been talking about that one for a few
it
weeks.
leaked for ages ago, but what we did get was such a load of rubbish. Like, I'm so sorry, but the I Love You 3000 Iron Man Valentine Special Edition, what capitalist hell do we live in? Like,
I mean, I can answer that question.
go on then.
I went
Late stage
into
capitalism.
where did I go? We went into HMV when we were in Glasgow, and there was a James Dean Funko Pop from Rebel Without a Cause, and I couldn't think of anything more tone deaf than that.
What about the Jimmy Stewart? Have you seen the trailer for the Jimmy Stewart movie?
I haven't seen the trailer for
You
Jimmy Stewart.
need, I need you to watch it, and like we'll talk about it. Because
It's just more the fact that it's the co-opting of James Dean, who is obviously like is one of these characters, one of these people that is very very iconic in his outfit and in Rebel, of course, his performance of Rebel, of course, is so iconic, and the whole thing with that movie is like this teenager is just like he's just not understood. Like it's the best if you're a teenager, if you're in your teens. I really recommend watching Rebel Without a Cause and just paying attention to James Dean's performance. But like having that character turned into a Funko Pop, it's so tone it's just tone deaf. And like when you talk about capitalist hellscapes, I mean like at the end of the day, like we're getting a I Love You 3000 Valentine's thing, and it's just
I just couldn't believe when I saw. I mean, also they announced Wolverine and a bunch more Wolverine and Deadpool
I mean that's
Legends.
popular, so
It's just, but yeah, it's just been so.
the
I
people
just
love it.
who because I see
People
so much Wolverine and Deadpool stuff still on the shelves.
yeah, as that is to be fair, but I don't know.
It's like last year this movie came out.
Have
Like,
we had much thought? I mean, like comparison, like has Thunderbolt stuff been selling well compared to
I
Deadpool
mean,
and
they didn't
Wolverine?
even release an Ava figure or a Bucky Legend. I
Did
don't
they
think.
did they release a Taskmaster figure?
No. I'm pretty sure we only got Sentry and first off, for the
Yelena?
Funko Pops, Ava didn't get a Funko Pop, which
Okay,
feels
weird.
weird. Weird behavior. Don't love that.
No,
Um, all the white men did.
yeah,
Ava didn't get a little plush, and then in the figures we got Yelena and why is his name escaping me? Red Guardian, and then Sentry and John Walker, but no Bucky Barnes and Ava. And I'm sorry, Bucky is one of their best. That feels like a absolutely insane decision. The lack of Bucky merch confuses me so deeply. In fact, I just need to have like a little window into like the marketing offices where they decide how merchandising goes, because
there must be some sort of toy. There must be some sort of figures that they're looking at. Surely, like
I don't, well, it seems like their figures are super delayed because we were talking about this last week. We're now seeing, I mean, look at these pins that were released. We had Doctor Strange, we had Black Panther, um, Iron Man was the secret, and then who was the other? Thor, and then Wanda was included as the only woman. We are in a Wanda is the only woman stage where her popularity has been proven. She just does sell. If
yeah.
you look at her Funko Pops, they are sold out. If you look, but notice how everything Agatha is still sold out to this day. Like you cannot get the Death Funko, you cannot get the Billy Funko for Love Nor Money, but they haven't re-release them or brought out any Agatha Legends because they don't. There seems to be. I mean, they've started to bring out Agatha books. That, pardon me, so sorry. We've started to see them understand a little bit better that there's a market for this stuff. But I do fear. Well, it's the same people who don't seem to know what to green light in
Yeah.
terms of what do people want now. It's an interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall in some of these meetings. Um, when they're like, let's release 800 Skibbity Toilet Funko Pops, but
I mean, you got one for free, so.
don't bring up. Um, Also, there is a brand new Wanda shirt. If you are in Disney World and Disneyland, she is featured on a shirt. It is not the famous Fearless shirt. I know you're listening. Thank you. Literally, I have a guardian angel in Selena who messages me and tells me what's going on in America because obviously I'm not American. And so some of the news does fall through the cracks for me. I'll expect they'll bring out a bunch of, they haven't announced all of their new merch for January yet. I would expect to see, if the pattern continues and Wanda continues to be the only woman in a bunch of these lineups, I would expect to see some more pins, probably some more blind boxes. I don't know that we're going to get, it does not seem like they are going to capitalize on anything Multiverse of Madness because they are ignoring that project. Every project that comes out, Wanda is dressed in her WandaVision costume. That is, I do not think we will ever see the Multiverse of Madness costume again. When she re-enters the MCU, we will not be acknowledging that look um going forward.
Yeah,
Now,
I can see that being a thing.
because just it's funny because I would have expected them to retroactively go back and release a bunch of figures like collector statues for that movie because she
Yeah,
didn't get any when it was released. But we are no, they're
just
not
no.
touching it. They're not touching it with a 10-foot barge pole, which
Hmm.
is very interesting. And again, I would literally love to know what is being said in these meetings and thought about, especially when it comes to Wanda and her character. I would love to know where their brains are at and how they plan to market her going forward. I'm curious. Now, there was a leak. There's
Leak.
also there, of course, we got an official teaser, which is a doomsday clock.
Yeah, doesn't count.
Um,
Doesn't. That's not interesting.
and
The
then
chairs are more interesting than that.
we got the leak that we all already knew.
Can I rant?
Go for it, King.
Honestly, what the fuck? Like, that's what you're leading with your doomsday approach. That's your doomsday approach. It is signifying how little faith they have in the MCU, that their marketing approach is showing that a character who is, all for all intents and purposes, retired from the MCU. Obviously not, but like the last time we saw this character is like had his goodbye, and like you have no faith in your Avengers Doomsday project. That not only have you brought back Robert Downey Jr. to be your main actor, but you're now bringing back one of the biggest, one of the most popular characters to sell your movie for the first time, not selling it on Doom, the actual titular character, a character who comic book fans have been clamoring for a decent adaptation of for decades. Like the literally the Doom, the character, like we're going to talk about him in a minute with the comic thing we're going to be doing today, but the like he's great. He's better than most freaking heroes in terms of well-written characters. He's so he's not just three-dimensional. He's like fifth dimensional written character. Like he's amazing to have on screen in a well done way. And that's your leading point, is you're going to open up with a teaser saying Steve Rogers will return. And not only that, but you're giving it like the whole oh, there's clearly going to be a sad subplot with this whole farm out in the Midwest and a freaking baby. Like, oh,
I just think, yeah, I understand to like not I understand to a point in that I think it was an interesting idea to go for that Doom wants to punish people who have caused incursions. I understand that plot line, but you could have led
is that confirmed? Like, is that confirmed?
well, if There are we know. Okay, this is again a leaky leak. So if you don't want to know kind of what's coming in terms of teasers with Fire and Ash, I mean, by the time this podcast comes out, I think all the teasers will be out, so it doesn't matter. But there are four teasers that are going to premiere. So there's the Steve one,
Which
there's
is the one that's
the one
out,
that's leaked, there's a Doom one,
which isn't out.
and then there's one more teaser. I can't remember who for, but it's another major character. And then there's a teaser for the full movie. Those are the four that are going to play ahead of Fire and Ash.
Oh, I'm done with it. I'm done with it already. We've like, I'm done with it. Like,
I
yeah,
just think that so from what we can tell, that is going to be what Doom is doing, which is why, and he thinks that he can fix the incursions by taking Franklin, the baby.
right, yeah, yeah.
But my like that we have in your main cast people who have caused incursions. You have also they didn't for some reason they didn't confirm originally that Benedict Cumberbatch was coming back, even though we know he is.
Yeah, it was
So
an odd choice.
so the people that have caused incursions that we know of are Stephen Strange,
Yeah,
Steve Rogers,
yeah,
then Monica Rambeau,
yeah,
and then Wanda Maximoff.
yes.
So I feel like there's somebody else that I'm just forgetting, but I can't think off the top of my
Does
head.
does this I mean honestly, does this feel like they're recycling the plan that they had for Kang? It really feels like that? Like like if you feel about like the whole like He Who Remains plot line from Loki, season one. I've not actually seen season two, but season one, where it's just like this character He Who Remains is like keeping hold of the sacred timeline and stopping these incursions. Like the fact that that is like what they were tying into with Kang, and now the rumors are that like it's all going to be like Doom is going to like take down people who have. It just feels like they're recycling this Kang storyline that they've so clearly thought a lot about and spent lots and lots of time doing lots of breadcrumbs that really make lots of sense in all the previous feature films. I don't know. It feels so freaking lazy that I don't have any faith in Doomsday whether it's actually going to be any good. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I do think it's going to be very, very bloated. I think it's going to be a letdown due to expectations. I think you're going to get the standard, everyone saying it's one of the best Marvel films they've ever seen, but that's purely based on the fact that characters they love are going to show up and do a thing. I don't think it's going to have any kind of emotional character resonance like Endgame did, where it actually built up. So, and even then, like, I would, I think, it's gonna play a lot on this whole nostalgia train, very much the same way that something like Spider-Man, No Way Home did, where it was just like we're gonna give you the
The other.
nostalgia that you really, really crave. So I don't have any faith at Doomsday. The way this marketing campaign has really started off is not filling me off with any hope. I don't really think the Russos are very good directors either. I think a lot of the good stuff with what they've worked on, with Infinity War and Endgame, that's purely just based on the fact that they had a good set of characters to work with and, 25 films to kind of use as a narrative device. Now they don't have that because, this what phase five multiverse thing has been a bit of a damp squib. Um, it just feels really lazy, and like you said, like we've got these other characters that like you know incursions and this kind of stuff. It's just you're launching off your Doomsday campaign with the Captain America one. I don't know if it's because they had their hand forced, whether the plan was to release them all at
Well,
once.
I'm
uh,
not sure. Yeah, because the other one that I was missing is Thor. So it's basically they are now just marketing the again the core three of original Avengers as their kickoff for this, and it feels wrong in that they haven't been the major Thor makes sense. Thor, I understand, though he hasn't caused an incursion. I don't believe So I don't know why he would. It should have been really. And they just don't have the budget for Tom Holland. I don't know. It should have been Spider-Man who caused the biggest incursion of all.
Yes.
It should have been Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor, and then I mean, a Doom teaser makes sense. An actual Doom teaser is what
That's what
people
you
are
should
after.
be. That's what you should be leading it with.
I,
Lead it
I
with
think
the
that
character Doom.
anchoring
Like,
with characters that are famous in the universe makes sense. But I just think honestly they should have started the same way Oppenheimer, like not to. I mean, they are copying Oppenheimer. They should have just started with the Doomsday Clock. We should not be getting we should have just done the Doomsday Clock.
I tell you what. I'll tell you what. Right. As an exercise, when we have the official teaser, the actual full official teaser, I will actually sit down and edit a better teaser with that premise of a doomsday clock, and I will do it better than, as in a better premise than I will the actual Disney. I tell you what, I'm going to attempt to do that, right?
This man's going to be pulling me into an emergency podcast.
Yeah, when I've completed it at 3 a.m. in the middle of April
um,
on a school night, no less.
I still like. I always want to end on an optimistic note. I have heard. I Again, this is more kind of leakish news. If you don't want any spoilers, skip on. We're going to talk about the Agatha comic in a minute. We're going to be completely the opposite way. We're going to be super positive and fun in a minute. Promise. But promise, Nick is going to be happy. I swear. I thought this one was good, so we'll see. Um, but apparently there is decent engagement between Doom and Reed in the movie, which is people are really concerned about. It's just that they're not confident in those characters because the Fantastic Four, they just aren't confident in the product they've put out. Is the crux of the issue, because this movie was filmed before Fantastic Four did fine at the box office. It wasn't a flop, it did fine. The
Yeah.
numbers are fine. With the year we've had, like even Wicked slightly underperformed in comparison to the hype the first one had.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, the only things that are absolutely killing it is Zootopia 2. Like,
And that's
is
kids. You know,
the box off
that's you got the
winner.
kid
I mean,
market
that
there.
also had a Chinese and a Japanese release, which tells you a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so
I mean, you got to get the furry market as well. Like,
I mean, I was about to mention the success of the F1 movie, and now I'm thinking about furries. Anyway, moving on.
and
Moving
honestly, I
on.
mean, that narrative of like, the big movies, like we. You're right. I think, the big tentpole movies, it doesn't really feel as though there's anything that's really set the world alight.
Well, because
I
neither
think
did Superman.
Sinners is like I did again, like it was a great movie, but it didn't like set the world on fire with its numbers. It's going to be really, really interesting from a box office and not as critical standpoint, but a box office standpoint, what's going to happen with Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Because the highest grossing films of the year, the number one is a uh Chinese animated movie that I have not heard of. I'm so sorry.
That the you're looking at worldwide gross.
Yeah.
Look
Then
at domestic American if we're
domestic
going by
domestic
yeah
American
yeah domestic
domestic
yeah domestic is
American gross highest
I
movies
think Weapons is
2020.
top five. Wicked for good. I don't know.
Okay, so domestic box office for 2025, number one is the Minecraft movie.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
yeah,
Lilo and Stitch is number two.
yeah.
Superman number three.
Okay.
Jurassic World Rebirth
Yeah,
number four.
everyone knows that. Yeah.
Wicked for Good number five.
Yeah.
Sinners number six. Fantastic Four number seven. Zootopia number eight. How to Train Your Dragon number nine. Captain America Brave New World number
So
10.
Zootopia 2's been out for like literally 10 minutes and it's already there. I think there's a very telling thing with those that top 10 numbers is like it is all primarily movies that I wouldn't say primarily, but there's a strong contingent of movies that you take your kids to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking like under 12s. Like, and obviously the Minecraft thing was a whole thing that, is a blight on human history. Um, but
Good for Sinners. Honestly,
Sinners,
an
yeah,
R-rated movie being number six at the domestic box office, like
yeah.
absolutely pop off.
No, no,
And
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I was surprised to hear that one. So
the like we've got, and then just bubbling under the top 10 is Mission Impossible, Thunderbolts, the F1 movie, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Weapons, Final
yeah,
Destination, Demon Slayer, Mufasa the Lion King. They must have been mad at that.
that must have been the one that they,
Well,
yeah.
that actually came out last year. That's why it's
Oh,
number
okay.
18 this year. It came out the December 20th last year. Five Nights at Freddy's, and then the Dogman movie.
It's yeah, it's kind of a bit predictable. 10 through to 20. But the 1 through 10, 1 through 10, like yeah, it's so like the domestic, you're thinking about like how these movies are kind of performing. I don't know, like it just
I don't.
it's not speaking the way these things work really is that the numbers have to say a certain thing to the people running the business at the end of the day. They have to reach a certain thing. You can forget all about artistic integrity at this point. They have to reach a certain thing. The reason why we're getting a Minecraft movie 2 is because of the numbers. The reason why we're getting a Lububu movie is because of numbers. Did you
La
hear?
boo boo.
Actually, there's a sidebar for you. Did you hear who they've hired as
I
the
did,
director?
I did see this. I was like, okay. I mean,
Paul
work.
King, aka the director of Paddington and Paddington 2.
I mean, I'm sad. I'll be sad. I like Labubu's, and I don't care.
I mean,
The
like, that's an
the only
really,
things that
really
have made
interesting
a
choice for a director.
well, they're trying to make it heartfelt, clearly. I mean, maybe they're going back. The original book is like not super commercial. Labubu's, as a little sidebar, Labubu's obviously have become this symbol of capitalism this year, but Pop Mart as a company used to be about like taking like incredible artwork and creating like art statue figures out of that. And if you look at the original Labubu picture book, which is I imagine what they'll base the movie on,
Yeah,
it's kind of more along the theme of like where the wild things are. They're these little
which
elves
is
that live in.
which is why Paul King is an interesting choice because that dude, he was, wasn't he one of the guys responsible for the Mighty Boosh?
I'm not sure. I know him mostly for Paddington.
Yeah, no, he is. He was, yeah, he was responsible for the Mighty Boosh. And
Zootopia is the fastest animated film to reach 1 billion.
Jesus
This
Christ.
year, the only movies to make a billion are the Chinese animated sequel, Nizi Nizatu. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Zootopia 2 and then Lilo and Stitch. So Disney are the only company outside of China to have made a billion at the box office this year.
That's impressive. Um, Yeah, so the Labubu thing is interesting with Paul King as director. I'm just saying like that's the reason why we get this is because of the numbers. So like Fantastic Four, I enjoyed Fantastic Four. It's better than a lot of Marvel movies that made much more money. Thunderbolts is better than a lot of Marvel movies that made much more money. However, like it's just the kind of way things are at the moment. There is a case of a bit of superhero fatigue.
I also think there's a
Um,
bit of cinema. I mean, look at Jurassic World and Wicked couldn't do it either. I think
Yeah,
that unfortunately things like Disney Plus and streaming have killed the teen demographic going to the cinema. They've killed adults going to the cinema.
for the blockbuster stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're getting into a larger conversation that's going to be a whole other podcast by itself. I think we go back onto the main point about the Marvel stuff. Like, I don't think that Doomsday is going to be that success is going to be the big grand thing that a lot of people are hoping it to be, and I think Marvel will put a lot of chips into it being that to kind of save their ass because a lot of things have been underwhelming since Endgame, No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home notwithstanding. I mean, Spider-Man's the outlier here. Like, you
I
stick a
mean,
Spider-Man movie
Multiverse
out,
of
it's gonna
Madness
do
also
well.
made a billion.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I just I don't know.
That you need a tentpole character. It's not about the Marvel franchise as a whole. Now you need a tentpole character to sell a movie.
Yeah.
And
But
and yeah, I think that We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna move on to something more positive now because we've been little doomsday clocks here. We're This week we are talking about the Midnight Sun run from 2022. And we were talking about that because it is the basically post WandaVision, this is us adding Agatha Harkness backstory, essentially the for her in the not the MCU, the Marvel Comics universe,
616.
which to me is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy the run as a whole, Nick?
I thought it was fine. It was fine. I'll be honest with you. Like we've read quite a few comics over the last few weeks. I really really enjoyed One World Under Doom, and obviously like I'm a big fan of the Ultimates run, thus far. I think the writing here is leaning a lot younger. A lot of the characters kind of repeat the same kind of quote, kind of a,
If
a
you
little
really
bit.
like the show Witch Club, this actually stole basically the plot line of which is an Italian series capitalizing on the manga Magic Girl moment. Um, when I first read this comic, and I read this comic the year it came out, I was like, who sat down? And this also came out at the same time as the role-playing game that was released the same year,
Okay.
um, which does not have the same plot, but does also feature a lot of these characters. I imagine it was supposed to capitalize off Agatha Harkness's success in WandaVision and also, um, you know, uh, capitalize on the video games hope
Yeah, it did.
release.
It did. It did kind of give that vibe of like it's the spin-off kind of what do you call it? Tie-in video game, tie-in comic thing. It doesn't feel as a deeply deeply written series that's like really, really thought out and has lots of kind of stuff going on with notwithstanding the the Agatha Harkness stuff, which is like clearly ends on a bit of a drop the mic moment. I mean all the characters, Wolverine, Spirit Rider, who I've this is the first time I've read anything with Spirit Rider in, Wolverine, Blade, Magic, and who was the chick with the staff?
Nico
Nico.
Minora.
Um, yeah, it just felt it doesn't feel as how should I put this? It didn't feel as like really really like deep, if that makes any sense. I think it is aimed at a younger audience, I think. Like you're kind of like early teen audience. What with like the Strange Academy school kind of taking a very central
Well, yeah,
plot
because this
point.
also was the same time that Strange Academy was coming out, so they were also trying to get people to come to go over to hop over to Strange Academy
Yeah.
from Strange Academy is actually like it's not really relevant to this podcast because Wanda is vaguely in it, but we're not going to read that probably for this. But if you like kind of a witchy, like, teen plot, Strange Academy has some really banging characters who I hope one day will get a chance to shine outside of Strange Academy. They talked about making a Strange Academy TV show, but I don't know how that would go practically
Yeah.
unless they were willing to really commit to the bit because it very much gives Mrs. Peregrine's Home. Do you know that series? For something children. I can't remember the name of it, but Eva Green was in the movie.
Oh, Miss
Um,
Peregrine's.
yeah,
I literally have the DVD on my shelf.
I saw that movie and my apartment went on fire. I had to leave halfway through.
It might have been a sign.
It was actually just that no one had cleaned out the lint trap and the lint was on fire. And but three fire engines showed up. It was really embarrassing.
Sounds like an embarrassing time.
It was because I was at the cinema and they were like, "Your house is on fire." We're not gonna go beat by beat through this story because we
No, no, I don't
sometimes
think we
do
need
that.
to. I don't
I'm
think we
gonna
need to.
focus mostly on the Agatha element of this because it. It does a lot too. So up until this, like Agatha in the comics, it's interesting that they went with this angle with her because Agatha's kind of had this muddy past, and she's been associated with the Midnight Suns a couple of times before now. Um, so we have never known when she was born. Basically, she's always claimed to be many centuries old, but she also claimed to have met Scriver over 5 centuries before the Atlantis, which took place 20,000 years ago. And she is a known liar, so who knows if that's true? But we don't even know when she took up witchcraft. Unlike in the MCU, she wasn't born in Salem. She was born kind of like some we don't know. We don't know what's going on there. But basically, this comic reveals that in the early 15th century, she was at, you guessed it, Wundagore Mountain, because of course she was. And she was part of this coven that included uh, someone, Corinna Jacquette Laveau, and then a Monroe witch and a Zoric witch. So these are all ancestors of kind of established characters. And at some point, a group gathered to try to put an end to they tried to put an end to the witch hunts across Europe, which is very funny because previously, and I've actually talked about this on the podcast before, Agatha had revealed that she in the late 17th century, so this is so like 200 years later, Agatha settles in the English colony of Salem, Massachusetts, obviously, forms a coven of witches to hopefully freely practice magic in the New World, but they get prosecuted during the Salem witch trials, and it's revealed that Agatha is approving these trials, believing them necessary for magical people to grow stronger and be prepared for a war against mankind. So she even sent some of her own coven in order to cull the weaker witches. Whereas in these witch hunts, um, a different she's like a force of good instead. So it kind of shows the it's interesting because she was a villain in the MCU, but they were almost testing whether or not people wanted her to be good in the comics,
Yeah.
because instead here it's another witch that sacrifices the girl called Corinna to invoke the powers of Valtor in order to like save them from persecution. And Agatha spends years trying to rescue Corinna, but is never powerful enough to do it. Which you sense where this is going. Basically, like Corinna is like uh, chugging away trying to get free, but obviously corrupted by having been sacrificed to another world. So it's so funny that 200 years later she was like, I'm done with being good. She said, evil again. And it's very much depends on the writer. I feel how Agatha is written. Obviously, when she was first written, she's just this like kindly witch figure who looks after Franklin. Then she mentors
Bit of a
Wanda,
nanny
and really,
figure, wasn't she? Like
she
way
was a
back then.
nanny and then an aunt to Wanda. And we really don't get this other side of her until the 90s, basically. Yes, she's mysterious and she keeps things secret and she kind of has secrets. But Agatha as a villain, or like even as a trickster, really doesn't come around until Wanda is solidified as a good witch, and we almost need a sort of murkier witch.
I mean, it's we when we read the 90s 94 series, she's in that, isn't she?
Yeah, just as a
Yeah.
mentor to
And it's
Wanda.
just as
She's
a mentor figure, like it does seem as though like maybe the writers at Marvel, maybe spurred on by, you know, WandaVision, kind of maybe think that there's actually a bit more of a more interesting kind of character to go here. Again, like I think they maybe they just missed a trick.
well, it also in 94 is when we get the comic where she is revealed to have been behind some of the stuff
The stuff.
in Salem.
Yeah.
And in some of the Midnight Suns and Silver Surfer runs, she shows this kind of other. Again, the 90s is where everybody, I think, gets a little bit more fleshed out. Again, Agatha was really just there as a prop up until, again, we start to explore magic as a whole. And we heard this from the writers themselves. These European writers came in and were like, okay, what interesting things can we do? Who is this woman who's managed to survive as a witch? And I do think that her kind of as this person that believes in magic and being kind of morally grey is more interesting than just her being a kindly aunt. Though I do resent as a woman who is now 30 years old, so, past my prime. I do resent that Agatha had always been this older woman, and they had to age her down. Because even Catherine Hahn, she's a middle-aged woman, which is wonderful to see on screen, and she was all for being made to look older. And obviously, they've done that with Ghost Agatha. But I do think that, I mean, also Agatha has her young look has drastically changed because Agatha's first young look was in The Silver Surfer and she was blonde.
Yeah.
And she's now very firmly a brunette with this like one white streak when she's young. And so I just think it's very telling, obviously, that the same way Aunt May always gets younger or younger.
Yeah, we went from oh God, I can't remember, Rosemary Miller to Marisa Tomei in the space of like 15 years.
Yeah. Agatha also, again, I'm not necessarily against kind of middle-aged Agatha, especially the characterization that she has in the MCU. I feel like she would choose to look young.
I think the fact that this comic run ends with young Agatha or younger Agatha, I think it just lends the writers a bit more kind of leeway with readers. They would much rather read somebody who's younger than somebody who's basically their great grandmother.
I do think it's interesting though that they didn't make comic Agatha is like very clearly in her 20s rather
Yeah.
than like the one from TV. And then all of the versions of Agatha, like we've got this Agatha book coming out next year where she's a teenager, where she's stuck in her teenage body. I think it's her adult mind stuck in her teenage body. I can't quite remember. And then obviously we've got House of Harkness, which was, her and Wanda are both teenagers. I really do think that they've heard me being like, give us a Wanda the Teenage Witch series. And they're like, Agatha too?
Yeah,
Agatha should also be
that's
young.
kind of the thing, like, isn't it? Like, I do feel like there is a bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer coding kind of going on
Well,
with
yeah, this
this.
very much this plot line, which essentially boils down to Agatha had an old coven, something I know what you did last summer. Agatha tried to free her. Her friend got corrupted. It is basically also the plot of like every Magic Girl anime
Yeah.
from the 90s. This plot is very 90s coded, I fear. It could have definitely happened on Charmed, or like they had an evil sister that's like, or again, Witch Club. This like literally happens with the original Guardians of the Heart of Kandrakar. And when I first read this, I was like, somebody knows their Italian TV series is from the mid noughties. Um, but it's a very fun run. It's
It,
it's
it's all it's all
light.
it's good. It's light. It's light and breezy.
It's light and breezy. It plays on the success of WandaVision. The visuals are very nice in
Yeah.
terms of like very it's very what was yeah, it's very easy to look at. There's not a lot of it's not highly stylized, I
I
would
would I
say.
would say it does feel as though it doesn't feel very focused.
Okay.
We have this like main kind of team, Midnight Suns team, but it doesn't feel kind of focused to them. It feels very much focused on what is kind of going on with Agatha and that kind of backstory there, and they're just kind of there to get from point A to point B. And Doom show up, Clea shows up, um, the whole dark dimension vampire stuff that it doesn't feel very focused, which is kind of why light and breezy kind of makes sense for this. 5 issues as well. It doesn't really overstay its welcome. It's kind of just like in and out. And
And
like
it
I can't
also set up contest. This is the feed into Contest of Chaos
right.
in the same way that the so this Agatha then went into hiding and then showed up in the first issue of Scarlet Witch 2023, and her and Wanda had this like fight, which turns out Agatha, it might not be the first issue. No, it was mid-series. Start was mid-series. Agatha shows up, her and Wanda had this fight, and this launched the Contest of Chaos event, which was fine, I guess.
Yeah.
it ties in a bunch of different things that were going on at that time, the Strange Academy stuff. Again, this is very much like it's called Midnight Suns, but I really think it should have been called like um this almost the entire collected work appear in I got for my birthday Agatha Harkness the Salem Life and Times of a Salem Witch, I think it's called, which is like Agatha's collected comic volumes. And this is like heavily featured because this is basically adding some backstory, which is that she had gal pals and it all went a bit skew with. Um, and so I do think that really they should have been like an Agatha miniseries instead.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we haven't gotten one. We still haven't gotten an Agatha Harkness
I mean,
miniseries.
again,
She
like
showed up a bunch of
a
places.
5 issue run, like it would be pretty.
Well, especially since I feel like they've launched Wanda. I mean, she's going to show up in Sorcerer Supreme Wanda's run, and I imagine she'll show up in Billy's Witches Road run. But I feel like it should have been Agatha that got the spin-off comic, or Alice. I really feel like the success of Agatha all along was very underrated by the studio for whatever reason, when they've proved they can shift merch in terms of everything being sold out everywhere. Um,
Are we just spending this podcast episode kind of criticizing Marvel for their choices?
we are a little bit, but it's the end of the year, people. We should probably talk about our predictions from the beginning of the year.
Did you re-listen? Did we?
I did not re-listen to it, so maybe we'll have to do that in the new year.
I think we'd have to do that in the new year.
I'm pretty sure I have to get clown music played because I we did not get a Scarlet Witch movie confirmed, nor did she appear in. Well, we haven't gotten anything. To be fair, we were expecting to have gotten a lot more than we did. A lot of release dates got pushed back, which is slightly muddled with everything that we'd predicted because
Yeah.
we should have had Wonder Man by now and Vision Quest.
It's fine. I'll tell you what. When we next episode in the new year, we'll start the new year off with some predictions, and we'll look back at our other predictions, and then if clown music is warranted, then it will get played.
I'm pretty sure it will get played. I would say if you're looking to read Agatha in general over some holiday reading for you, read the stuff with her in Firestar. It is hilarious. Absolute classic Agatha moment. Read the Silver Surfer run from the 90s. I'm not going to do this on this show at the moment because we've just spent so long in the 90s that I cannot force Nick to be in the 90s any more than he already has been. Um, we in the new year, we will be bringing you. We will cover the 2023 Scarlet Witch run. We will of course be covering live everything that happens in the Sorcerer Supreme stuff. If you want us to cover the Witches Road Billy things, please tell us because I won't do it unwarranted. But if that is something that you are craving, let us know and we will read it, won't we, Nick?
Yes.
Um, we will
That's as firm as I can be.
we will be ramping up our WandaVision, not WandaVision, Wonder Man promo and talking about obviously the Doomsday teasers. Now you're like, but guys, there's still year and you're not going to be here. What are you going to give us? Well, we're super generous and we won't actually be away because on Christmas Day, we will be dropping for you the very first commentary in our series, which will be the commentary of Iron Man.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is on Hannah's socials and then following my socials, we will give you instructions on how to sign up to the Patreon. There'll be just get all into the Patreon. The first 2 episodes of our commentary for Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk are free on Christmas Day, and then if you wanted to continue to
Are we
go
not
for all the
dropping the
commentaries.
Hulk on New Year's and Iron Man on Christmas?
Iron Man and Incredible Hulk on the same day. I thought we were going to do, and then we're
I
launching Iron Man 2 on New Year's.
Okay, I didn't know that was happening. Nick is always better informed than me, and you should always listen to Nick and not listen to me about what we're releasing when.
Yeah, so Hannah will also on Christmas as well. It's gonna be a grand kind of launch. We're gonna show you guys Lily's artwork, and yeah, just kind of give you something for Christmas going into the new year.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we won't be gone for too long. And then the podcast will resume in the new year, probably the first week of the new year. That'll still be free. TikTok is still free, obviously. Instagram's still free. The only thing we're charging for is the commentaries and like a lot of bonus content that we'll put out. But you can still find us for free. I still yap regularly, um, for free. The only person who is not free is my beloved best friend.
My fiance,
Yeah.
same person, by the way, not separate people. Um, yeah.
Um,
Where can the fine people find you on the internet to find out when what's
Before
happening with
I
the
say that,
Patreon?
I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support you've given me this year. I want to say that I've had a really hard couple of months, and you guys have been so supportive and so sweet while content has been a little bit slower. I just appreciate you all so much. You've given me this platform that I have had opportunities that I never would have gotten before. Thank you to all of our guests this year. There have been some really amazing interviews that I never thought I would get to give. Like, this has genuinely been a pleasure. Thank you, Nick, for all of your hard work. You are such an amazing friend to edit this and to have given your time to me, and I will pay you entirely in F1 cards for your hard work. Thank you to Lily for all the gorgeous artwork you've given us this year. Thank you to Melody Ray Griffiths, who we will never meet, but your music does pop off. Thank you to Wanda for giving us endless content, to Russell, to Peach, to all the amazing artists out there. I wish you, whatever holiday you celebrate or don't celebrate, I wish you peace on earth. And you can find me Into the Wonderverse on TikTok, the Wonderverse on Instagram, Hannah Maximoff over on Letterboxd. I just reviewed Zootopia. It's a banger. And then just search Into the Wonderverse and basically you'll find me.
Yeah, I basically the same as Hannah. I honestly thank you guys for listening. It's been a real pleasure doing this over the last year. This time last year we were kind of still kind of finding our feet with what the podcast was going to be. So this year it's really kind of come to a head. It's really kind of come to a point where we understand what we're doing, where we want, what you guys want, and it's been a real pleasure. Been doing podcasting for quite a few years now, and honestly, like this is a fandom that I'm really appreciated to kind of be a part, be helping and being a part of. Thank you, Hannah, for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to many disagreements in the future. Um,
Thank you. And thank you for agreeing to host with me, Nick. Thank you for being on here. And literally just a bit soppy. Like, genuinely, this podcast has been a bit of a lifeline for me. The fandom's been a bit of a lifeline for me. And I can't wait to stand up for Wanda next year, to vehemently disagree with House of M again, and to see what X-Men, we've got a lot coming for us next year. Wonder Man, Vision Quest, X-Men 97. We'll be busy. I will be promoting, I did not write it. I will be promoting the hell out of House of Harkness. Like, you will see me on fucking tour getting you guys to buy this physical book.
yeah.
If it kills me, we're hoping to have some really exciting guests next year, including Russell is going to be back properly next
Well,
time.
we're hoping. Russell, if you're listening to this, we'd love to have you on to actually have a conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna always tell us who you want to have on, and just take care of yourselves.
Yeah,
Take care of your producer. Don't
yeah.
bite him.
No,
Only a
no.
little bit.
This
And
producer is very grateful. And if you want to listen to me more or pay attention to me at all in any way, I'm on Instagram, the Film Nick, Letterboxd, the Film Nick. Um, so yeah, you can find somewhat some comments and little ratings on the Marvel
yeah,
rewatch that we're
you can
doing.
get a pre amble to the tone of our commentaries by the ratings that
Yeah.
we're slapping out. You'll see some more ratings go up this week. Because
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna watch.
looking forward to it. Looking forward to the next
Do we
couple,
finally get to watch Captain America?
and then the Avengers. Yeah.
Woohoo! Um,
Yeah.
Thank
So
you so
that's
much.
that.
Art by Lily, who you can find linked. Music made by Melody Ray Griffiths. And until I see you next time, stay magical.